Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel for the first time. My name is Paul, the Canadian Snowman, here with geography. Now, since we're kind of waiting for new episodes for geography now to release, for each country, we're doing the regions. In Spain, you're up. Really no introduction. Spain is, is a big country, big culture and big player in the world, right? So, I've done a lot of history, like war videos and stuff like that. And Spain's been in, plenty of them. Even if it's when it comes to like navigation or like, the Napoleon videos I've done. Just as examples. There's more, but they're kind of like in the thick of it. In Europe, a big power. So, anyways, guys, please hit that like and subscribe button below. Let's check this out and see what the different areas of Spain have to offer, right? Like, which is the better area, huh? I'm sure they're all awesome. 3, 2, 1, bam.
Hey everybody, so as you know, we're working on the scripts of the next few country episodes, which means this is going to be a filler week. I already promised you guys a long time ago, that I would do the autonomous communities of Spain, sometimes called autonomies. Now, this is an interesting one, because Spain is like one of the weirdest administratively divided nations on Earth. Like, it's not a federation, but it's kind of like a very loosely held, decentralized, unitary state. What does that mean? Basically, they are one country, yes, but everybody just kind of like sticks to their clique and does what they want with minimal tribute to the centralized government. On top of that, Spain is also a figurehead monarchy. Like, they have a king, but his powers are limited. Within Spain, there are 17 autonomies and 2 autonomous cities.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how does like I guess Spain's king power compare to like England's Queen of England's power? Like, who? Because like I'm pretty familiar with the Queen of England's power, but like, if she were actually use her power, it probably would get flipped depending on what she was going to do, kind of thing. So maybe it's one of those like they technically have power, but if they were to use that power in a non-popular way, they'd probably be stripped of the power. So yeah, you guys can let me know from Spain. I don't think I'm not sure if I've asked this before Spain, because I've done so many videos and I get countries mixed up, and I think I've asked this before. I'm not sure if it was Spain though, but anyways, yeah.
Ceuta and Melilla. Each autonomy has their own president, and the cities have president mayors. Ceuta and Melilla have the right to become autonomous communities, but they choose not to, probably because they're really incredibly small. All of the autonomies are divided into 4 categories: nationalities, regions, historical regions, and cities. Obviously, Ceuta and Melilla. What is a nationality? It's not exactly clearly defined within the constitution, but a nationality is basically an autonomous community where the inhabitants have a cultural and historical tie to the area, usually often linguistic as well. Within the autonomies, there are 9 nationalities. It gets a little confusing, but we'll explain. Like, right now.
I always thought like nationality was like, okay, it's my nationality, maybe is Canada, or nationality, wherever you're from, that's your nationality. But I guess, it can be kind of within the country as well, I guess. I'm sorry, I'm not very, don't know much about this stuff, but yeah.
Let's begin. First up, Andalusia. Capital, Sevilla. Status, nationality. Fun fact, their flag has Hercules and 2 lions on it. Andalusia is the largest autonomy in size and population with over 8.5 million people. It's the southernmost part of the Iberian Peninsula. It's basically on the Strait of Gibraltar. Basically, Andalusia was like the most heavily absorbed and influenced part of the Moorish conquests. And today you still kind of see like that North African influence all over the place, especially in like architecture. And the people here actually speak with a very distinct Andalusian dialect. You even hear some Arabic influence in it. This is kind of the place with a lot of those like, Spanish stereotypes, flamenco, bullfighting. Pablo Picasso was born here. Gazpacho. Oh, and this is also that place.
Is that where you run with the bulls, Is this that place?
Bullfighting. Pablo Picasso was born here. Gazpacho. Oh, and this is also that place where they do the procession of Holy Week, and those guys wear those long caps that look like the Ku Klux Klan, but they're not the Ku Klux Klan. Don't get weirded out if you see it. Aragon. Capital, Zaragoza.
I'm glad they pointed that out, because that's immediately where my mind went to. So, yeah, I wonder if like, if I don't know if there was any kind of, I guess not. You're in Spain, so people probably even might not even know what the Ku Klux Klan is. If you live in Spain, so probably don't even, kind of consider it even looking. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know where I'm going.
Cosa, status, nationality. There's a joke. How do you get 10 Aragonese people in a Mini Cooper? You tell them they can't. Historically, Aragon was one of the many disjointed kingdoms back before Spain was unified in the medieval times. They actually had a confederacy that extended all the way to Italy back in the 15th century. Some people say that Spain was unified when Ferdinand of Aragon married Isabella of Castile, but that's up for dispute. Alright, I'm in the middle of filming.
Sorry, I just messed it up, didn't I?
Yeah, you ruined my life. They do have their own language, Aragonese, which is mostly kind of spoken by people in the mountains. They have some interesting traditions like the Jota dance and music. They have the Carnival de Bilsa. The famous painter Goya was from here. And it's the home of the Virgen de Pilar, the patron saint of Spain. The Principality of Asturias. Capital, Oviedo. Status, historical region. Why is it called a principality? According to a tradition that dates back to the 14th century, this place was designated to be the location used in the substantive title to heir apparent to the Spanish throne, meaning whoever is next in line for the monarchy is the prince or princess of Asturias. Today, the title belongs to Princess Leonor, the king's daughter. Otherwise, it's a pretty chill, laid-back place right next to the Bay of Biscay and the Cantabrian Mountains in the south. They do have their own Asturian language, however, it's not really widely spoken anymore. Lots of caves, like this one for Paleolithic art, and another one with a church in it, bagpipes, and cider. They love their cider out here. The Balearic Islands, the international party place. Capital, Palma. Status, nationality. Although it's funny because nobody actually calls themselves Balearic. They all kind of like self-identify with their corresponding island. So like Mallorca, they're Mallorcan. There's 4 main islands. It's in the Mediterranean. It's got that Mediterranean cool chill vibe. Like Catalonia, Catalan is co-official and spoken here. This castle is probably their most iconic site. Great beaches. They have some really interesting foods. I've already explained this in the German Bundeslander video, but like Germans consider this area like their 17th state. You'll see Germans everywhere. It's ridiculous. It's like there's even signs in German. Basque.
Okay, so do people from Spain, when they go on vacation, do they go to those islands? Is that kind of like is that like a big area for people, who live in Spain to kind of go to visit? Or is that more of a tourism kind of thing for outsiders outside of Spain? And people from Spain would more likely want to go, like, maybe visit a different country, just curious.
Ooh, this is a fun one. Capital, Vitoria-Gasteiz. Status, nationality. Now, this is one of the most distinct regions in all of Spain. Basque people are very unique. They speak their own language, which is not even related to any other Indo-European language. They have a strong culture and identity that they hold on to very dearly. There's even Basque people in parts of France as well. They are one of the most rich and developed regions in all of Spain, and it's partially because they have like a special tax system. This gives them a little bit more autonomy than all the other communities. Now, here's the thing. At one point, they did kind of have like an independence movement, and it got a little ugly. But let's just put it this way. 46 seats out of the 75-seat parliament belong to pro-independence movement parties. Anyway, culturally, they have traditions like Heri Kirolak, the pilota or pelota sport, which is similar to squash. And a fun fact, the beret actually originated in Basque.
Is that hard? I've seen that like in movies and stuff. Is that hard? I guess it's just like any sport, if you grow up playing it, it's probably simple, just like, if I were brought up playing hockey, just kind of that thing, right? I'm kind of curious to know how the rules of that,
Sport, which is similar to squash. And a fun fact, the beret actually originated in Basque Country, the Canary Islands. And yes, Canaries do actually originate from this area. Anywho, capital. Oh, jeez, it's very long. Santa Cruz de Tenerife and Las Palmas de Gran Canaria. Woo! Status, nationality. This is basically the Hawaii of Spain. It's made of 7 main islands. There's great surfing. They're famous for their bananas.
Okay, so this is the Hawaii of Spain. So those other islands, I guess they're more, for Germany to hang out in. Maybe these are the islands where the people from Spain like to go on vacation in. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Like you got apparently cool 2 sets of cool islands, both on each side of Spain. That's pretty cool.
And banana dishes. It's been said that they speak Spanish somewhat similar to the Caribbean Spanish. These islands were actually originally inhabited by the Guanches, which were cousins of the Berber people in North Africa. And today they still kind of retain some of that former Guanche
really
culture.
Cool.
Like a lot of people here might still have Guanche names. And sometimes they sound very funny. Like
we need more cool statues around the world. I just think statues are cool. I mean, they don't have to be real people. I mean, that's like they're like heroes because I don't know. There's a lot of statues that go just controversial and stuff. So let's just like get statues of just like random fictional characters. That would just be cool. Sorry.
Culture. Like a lot of people here might still have Guanche names, and sometimes they sound very funny. Like I was told there's a test if you can tell if a name is a Canarian name or a Pokemon. They also have Montiede, the tallest point in all of Spain. But the coolest thing about these islands, in my opinion, is Silbo Gomero, and it's a communication system completely done within whistles. You can literally say entire sentences just by whistling. They actually teach it in schools. Cantabria, capital Santander.
It seems to be kind of a little bit of a theme. It seems like there's a lot of countries that have their own kind of like whistling language or whistling singing, and it's definitely interesting to countries in different parts of the world. Everyone's kind of got their own little thing. I don't know. I don't know. It seems to pop up all the time though.
That is historical region. This is another cold region of Spain. You know, they got the Cantabrian Mountains, which are named after them. They used to be a part of the region of Old Castile, but then they're like, nah, we're out. This area is actually named after the Cantabri, tribes of people that actually inhabited the area before the Romans came in. You can even see some of the ancient Cantabri symbols on things like their coat of arms. Today, they actually kind of retain some of the ancient Cantabrian traditions and culture. Let's see, famous for the La Vijerna festival, rooted in ancient pagan customs. Let's see, they also have a cave with cave paintings.
That's
and
cool.
A torture museum in Santillana del Mar. Oh, and they love...
We've definitely seen like some museums, crazy, weird museums, doing these geography now videos, and yet another awesome museum. I'd definitely like to check that out. Anything that's like weird and scary that was real or something, man, count me in. That stuff was cool.
Paintings and a torture museum in Santillana del Mar. Oh, and they love anchovies here. Castile y León. Now, they don't have a capital officially. But the main city where most of the government offices are located at is Valladolid. That's an interesting name. Status, historical region. Now, this is a large region, but very sparsely populated. It only has like 2.5 million people. This autonomous community was basically formed in 1983 when they smashed 9 former provinces together.
What do you want me to do?
Just go to the porch. I'll let you in. Historically, this place actually played a significant role in forming what is now Spain today. In fact, many people will refer to the standard dialect of Spanish spoken as Castilian, as this is basically where it came from. The people here say that they speak the purest form of Spanish. Basically, at one point, there was a kingdom of León and a kingdom of Castile. In 1301, they merged together, and they pretty much never looked back since then. As the name implies, there's tons of castles and historical sites here. It's also the site of the first parliament in Europe. And what else? They love eating blood sausage here. Okay, Castilla-La Mancha, capital Toledo, status region. This is kind of like Castile.
The way he looked, I guess that's a bad thing, blood sausage. I mean, I figure it's just sausage. I don't know. I guess I never had it. Definitely not a very appetizing name, but like I guess maybe that's why I look on his face. Is it good though? I don't know. Sausage is sausage, right? It'd be good, right?
Castile and León's like chill, cool, fun sister. People and things from here are called Manchengo, which if you guessed, yes, that's where Manchengo cheese comes from. Basically, you know that book Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes, probably the most iconic piece of Spanish literature? Yeah, that book basically sums up this place. It takes place here. Big open fields with windmills. Toledo was known historically in medieval times as like the place where all Christians, Jews, and Muslims kind of lived together side by side peacefully. At one point, they had a huge iron industry, which is kind of why this place is known for making like the best pocket knives and swords. Windmills, swords, and pocket knives. Woohoo. Catalonia, capital Barcelona, status, nationality. The big guy. You've probably heard this one in the news a few times. I already did a video explaining the whole Catalonia thing, so I'm not even gonna get into it too much. Quick distinction though, this is the Catalonia flag, this is the Catalonia independence flag, and this is the Catalonia Independence Communist Party flag. Make sure you know the difference between all three. In a nutshell, they are the second most popular.
The difference between all three, but yet I'll definitely forget which is which. Like, yeah, but it's definitely cool. You know, they kind of know that there is a difference there, but and I definitely know that's one of those things where it's not going to stick in my head.
Independence Communist Party flag. Make sure you know the difference between all three. In a nutshell, they are the second most populous autonomous region in Spain after Andalusia with about 7.5 million people. And they have the second largest city, Barcelona. Obviously, they speak their own language, Catalan, which is another Latin-based language like Spanish.
Barcelona, isn't that where I'm not too familiar, I guess, with football or soccer. Or, I guess call it football over there. Uh, Messi, didn't he just leave? Didn't he play for Barcelona? He just left Barcelona. Like, I'm trying not to be controversial. Did the team go bankrupt or something? I just seen some clips of it on the news, and Messi is not playing there anymore. That's pretty true, right? I'm pretty sure he's not playing there anymore, kind of thing. Yeah. I don't want to make any more assumptions.
But it sounds pretty different. I've heard it, and I would argue it's kind of like if Spanish and French had a baby, and they are very politically active, to say the least. Long story short, Catalonia makes a lot of money, and they don't like being told how to run things. But culturally speaking, my favorite surrealist artist, Dali, was born here, as well as Antoni Gaudi. By the way, finish that church. Jeez, it's been almost like 200 years. They are known for making the castels, or human towers. They have their own distinct Catalan cuisine, and
I've seen so many videos of those towers, like people climbing up each other and them falling down. Is that a sport, or is that like a just event that takes place? That's interesting because I've definitely seen that before, and I wasn't didn't even know it was Spain or not. So definitely cool. Like, check that out, man. Imagine being up there and falling, but hurt.
For making the castell. There's like statues and figurines of a guy pooping all the time. I don't know why they like it. Extremadura, capital, Madrid.
Okay, if I go on vacation to Spain, I'm definitely buying one of those. 'Cause I bet you guys probably make like so much money off of tourism just for people buying that. Do a lot of people that just who live there buy that stuff? Buy the man pooping as well? Like have different like sizes and stuff around your house or yard, or I can just see that mostly being like a tourist thing, or a lot of tourists buy it. But that's funny.
Status, region. This place is kind of like the butt of all the jokes in Spain. It's very rural, relatively poor. It's like the West Virginia of Spain. It's actually a very important place for wildlife, though. They have one of these huge nature reserves. Apparently, many famous conquistadors were from here. They also have a really famous Roman theater, and there's also a metal band called Extremadura. I was told to tell Keith that. But one thing they are known for is having pretty good food, specifically jamon. It's made from black Iberian pigs that roam freely instead of factory farmed pigs. Extremadura, they go extra on their jamon. Galicia, capital Santiago de Compostela, status, nationality. The gateway to the Atlantic. Galicians are basically cousins to the Portuguese. Their language is pretty similar and sometimes intelligible to Portuguese, and they're unique in that they actually have some Celtic roots. Like the Celts actually inhabited this area a long time ago. Today you can actually even see lots of remnants of their Celtic past. One of the largest Catholic pilgrimages in the world happens in Santiago de Compostela. Unfortunately, it's also kind of known that this is kind of like the place where all the drugs come into Spain. But otherwise, they are seafood masters. Some of you guys commented on my Portugal video. You guys said that Galician octopus is better than Portuguese octopus. I don't know. I'd like to try it out for myself and see if that's true. Madrid, capital, Madrid.
I've never had octopus. I would definitely try it, but man, I hope they like really cook that thing, because I don't think I could eat it if it was like, I don't. Some people just eat that raw. Is that how a lot of people eat it, or like can you fry it? Like you can eat almost anything that's fried, right? But interesting.
Madrid. It's also the capital of the whole country. Status, region. This is where the center of government is obviously located. You have the Moncloa Palace, the Parliament, the Supreme Court, the Royal Palace. So obviously, politically speaking, this place is kind of a big deal. The people here are very metropolitan. They take huge pride in their Madrid identity. There's a saying, Madrid has everything but a beach. There's a lot of nicknames that people give to Madrid people. Everybody knows they have a really good soccer or football team. And honestly, there's so many cool sites, I can't even list them all. If you want,
and there's Madrid. Maybe Messi played for Madrid. No, I'm pretty sure it's Barcelona. I'm sorry, but anyways, who's got the better team now?
A really good soccer or football team. And honestly, there's so many cool sites, I can't even list them all. If you want to see Picasso's Guernica, it's actually in Madrid. I was so mad, I thought it was in Barcelona and I missed it. What's really cool is they actually have a real Egyptian temple. It was donated by Egypt and transported in the 60s. The other cool thing is that you gotta... How did you even get in my house? Of course, Madrid is obviously a food lover's haven. Calamari sandwiches, huevos estrellados, and churros actually originated from here.
Stuff looks so good.
Murcia! No, I'm just kidding. It's Murcia. Capital, Murcia. Just like the region. Status, region. This is one that not a lot of people, including Spanish people, even know a lot about because it's kind of like off the beaten trail. It's kind of like the Charleston, South Carolina of Spain. It's like a cool place with chill vibes and beaches, but not too many people are going here because, you know, Barcelona and Valencia are getting all the attention. It's got a lot of cool golf resorts, Roman ruins, and Carthaginian ruins.
Awesome.
They are big on vegetable producing, and they have this interesting tradition called the burial of the sardine. It happens after Holy Week. They basically just burn a big sardine. I don't know. Spain has a lot of weird traditions. The chartered community of Navarre. Capital, Pamplona. Status, nationality. Now, this is a tricky one because there's a lot of backstory that gets tied in with modern identity claims. I mean, it's even called a chartered community because even the mapping took some time when they were trying to figure out how to draw this place. It used to be the Kingdom of Navarre, which was actually ruled by a Basque dude, and eventually the kingdom was dissolved and then split. It's a little controversial, but if you ask a Basque person, some of them might say that this place should belong to the Basque Country. And like the Basque region, they also have their own special tax system, which gives them more autonomy. But aside from all that, they are known for having really good blackthorn liquor. They have that interesting Waldun Fest in January. And you've probably seen the bull runs in Spain, right? People run with the bulls. Yeah, that happens here in Pamplona. La Rioja. Capital, Logroño. Status, region. The smallest region in size besides the Balearic Islands, and the smallest in population besides the autonomous cities. It gets its name from Rio and Oja, which is the name of a river that passes through here. Sometimes this place is called the Zone of Seven Valleys because it's a wonderful source of rivers and tributaries that flow through. Basically, this place is wine country. The fertile valleys make it perfect for vineyards. They even have a wine battle in the town of Haro. Wine cellars, wine shops, it all dominates the culture and industry here. Oh, and there's a really cool spa town.
You must have some like some, I don't know, nice bars or places, you know. I mean, I guess everyone knows how to handle their alcohol over here. I guess no, wine's not really a. I was gonna say maybe a much of maybe the rich people, preppy people, but then I seen like everyone like having that wine festival, and it's like doesn't really match with, you know, very rich and stuff like that. But anyways, interesting.
Town, Arnedillo. Okay,
Cool.
Valencia. Capital, Valencia. Status, nationality. This is kind of like Catalonia's attractive, but kind of slightly more aggressive and troublesome little sister. I mean, the place is absolutely gorgeous, we all know, but it's also kind of known for being like the most politically corrupt area in Spain. I mean, everybody kind of knows about the Gürtel case. And to make things even more complicated, Valencian people will say that they have a Valencian language, but a lot of linguists and Catalonians will say it's basically a dialect of Catalan. I mean, yeah, there's a few small differences in pronunciation, spelling, and vocabulary, but basically we understand you. I was told Valencians are kind of obsessed with fire and explosions. They're known for the ninots, massive cardboard or papier-mâché monuments, and all of them are totally burned to the ground except for one, which is the winner. All while this is happening, the Mascleta shoot a barrage of fireworks in the streets. Food-wise, obviously they're known for Valencia oranges, and the most famous dish, paella. Paella to Valencia.
Valencia oranges, because I used to work in produce, and we'd get these things, you know, we'd get oranges in, and you know, had Valencia on the package, and like I never really thought anything of it. Like, okay, Valencia, okay, and obviously foreign, and I never really thought about where they're from, but now I know Valencia oranges from Spain. Cool stuff. I don't know why that's really cool to me, but it is.
Known for Valencia oranges. And the most famous dish, paella. Paella to Valencia is like what pizza is to Naples, Italy. They invented it and they are very proud of it. Like, they don't even call it paella if it's made anywhere else. They call it arroz con cosas. Don't even get a Valencian started on paella. And finally, that brings us to the autonomous cities and the plazas de soberanía. Now, we already kind of explained this in the Morocco episode. Check that video out. But in case you need a recap, basically, these two cities and 4 other small islands and one incredibly small peninsula are like the last remnants of Spain's larger former territory in Morocco. Now, even though treaties were established in the 19th century, obviously Morocco disputes these areas. It's even said that they were created by shooting a cannonball, and wherever the cannonball landed would be the border. Probably not true, but that's the legend. Anywho, Ceuta is located conveniently on a narrow isthmus at the narrow Strait of Gibraltar. Originally, it was a strategic Phoenician military base and trading port. Long story short, in 1668, landscape. King Carlos II got it from Portugal. Similar, Melilla started with Phoenician, Punic, and Berber roots. And this place was actually even conquered earlier in the 15th century by this guy. Both of these cities, of course, have centuries-old fortification walls and towers. They both, of course, have lots of influence from Morocco. And even though they come at a dispute, these are actually kind of really cool, chill cities. They have a unique Spanish North African charm. The atmosphere is more European, of course. Lots of business and tourism. Although, you know, it's just the cities are kind of heavily bordered from the Morocco side, as it is kind of seen as like a backdoor entrance into the EU. In the past, there were even...
Yeah, I've definitely seen this on the maybe not the news. I've definitely seen some videos on YouTube about people trying to run to the fence to get over it. Wow, it's kind of crazy.
Morocco side, as it is kind of seen as like a backdoor entrance into the EU.
Yeah, like people kind of all people just gather together in this one spot. You know, I might be thinking about a different area though, where they gather, over time, more people gather in this one area, and eventually they all just go for the fence. And since there's so many of them, there's just a hope of you get through, because they can't stop all of them, and some people actually make it over. Right? Is that the thing? Am I talking about the right spot? I don't know.
Bordered from the Morocco side, as it is kind of seen as like a backdoor entrance into the EU. In the past, there were even controversies of people getting caught in the barbed wire or dying trying to cross the border. So that's it. That's how you make a Spain.
Did you get pancakes yet? Dude, I'm waiting.
Okay, fine.
I'm so hungry.
Okay, fine. Let's go, Art. Let's get pancakes. And thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you learned a little bit about Spain. Now I gotta write some scripts. Stay cool. Stay tuned.
There we go, Spain. If you're from there, leave a comment below saying you're from there and where are you from in Spain. And leave me a comment if you visited Spain and what places do you recommend the most. That'd be kind of great. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please hit that like and subscribe. I'm going to continue on through these regions from geography now. Always fun stuff. And yeah, definitely just cool stuff. I just like the little tidbits of information that you kind of end up like picking up that you've kind of known, that you knew from the past but didn't know it was from that country kind of thing. So I always think that's kind of cool. But anyways, like and subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll catch you guys in future videos. Peace. You guys are amazing. Have a great day.